Welcome to Real Judaism with Rabbi Klapper. Unfiltered wisdom for Jewish life.
Okay, welcome back, everybody. Parshas Va'era. 7 out of the 10 Makos in this week's Parsha. Pretty exciting Parsha. There's one Rashi here that is very close to me. There's a Rashi that in our house we mentioned this Rashi. We even made one of our Kishutim, one of our decorations on Sukkot actually was with this Rashi, the theme of this Rashi. And it has to do with Makas Barad, the Makkah of hail. And the Pasuk says that this hail, besides being quite intense and quite large, but there was something very unique, something very special about this hail. The Pasuk says, "Vayi barad va'esh mitlakachas b'tich habarad." This hail actually had fire inside of it. That's what the Pasuk says. There was fire inside of the hail, which means the hail, which was already very large and strong, when it hit whatever it hit the ground, it hit things in the field, it destroyed things on impact. But even besides for that, it also created mass damage with the fire inside of it. HaKadosh Baruch Hu created a massive nes over here. Rashi here points out, nes b'toich nes. This was a miracle inside of another miracle. Meaning the entire Makkah of Barad in the first place was a miracle. Yes, there could be hail. Here in Eretz Yisrael, we actually just had a massive rainstorm, a number of them, and there was a lot of hail. But we're talking about hail the size of like golf balls or bigger than that. We're talking about massive pieces of hail that wreaked incredible amount of damage. And yet, there's still another nes. The other nes is that inside this hail was fire. Rashi points out over here that this is a massive nes, obviously, because fire and ice don't go together. The fire and the hail, they were mixed with each other. Barad hail is made out of water, and yet it's mixed with the fire. But to do the will of the Rebbeinu Shloim, they made peace between them. Fire and ice, fire and water are opposites of each other. You put them together, they'll put each other out. Actually the Navi talks about this, about two different Balei Avodah Zarah. One worshipped fire and the other one worshipped water. And in order for the fire worshippers to make fun of the water worshippers, they used to light a fire underneath a pot. And they would show that, you see your God, the water, he's dancing because of our God. We are making your God dance because the water was bubbling. And the water people who worship the water, took the water and then put out the fire. You see, our God can beat your God. Water and fire are opposites of each other. They cannot go together. Yet, here we have a nes that together they were put together. Obviously, we have places where fire and water can work together, like cooking, right? We're putting the two together in a way that they're both accomplishing something. But there, you need to have a wall between them. Fire and water cannot be directly in contact with each other. Yes, when you cook, you put a pot when it has a liquid in it and you put the fire underneath it, so then the fire and the water are working together, but only because of the separation between them. Here in the Barad, they were intermingled. They were with each other, and yet they still remained. Each one didn't destroy the other. Why? To do ratzon Hashem. Even if they're the exact opposites. You know, a lot of times in life, a person feels you put together with somebody who's the complete opposite of you. This happens a lot in marriage. This person who I married, who I thought was so similar to me, all of a sudden, after a little while, you realize they're not. All of a sudden, you realize they might even be the exact opposite of you. And that can be very hard and very frustrating many times. But by a couple, what's even better than by the fire and the water, to do ratzon Hashem, they brought peace between them. That's what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants from us too. HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants from us that even if we seem like we're opposites of each other, but to do ratzon Hashem, and ratzon Hashem is there to be achdus between a husband and a wife. Kodesh Baruch Hu wants there to be dveikus, as the pasuk says in Parshas Bereshis. Kodesh Baruch Hu wants there to be dveikus between a husband and a wife, even if we're opposites of each other. To do ratzon Hashem, we're going to make peace with each other. But it's even better. Fire and ice really are essentially opposites of each other. A husband and a wife who feel like they're opposites of each other, really they're not. They're just two sides of the same coin, two halves of the same neshama. Two parts that are very different, but when they come together, they create a complete shleimus, a complete wholeness. The fact that they're different is in itself part of who they are. Two different parts, two different aspects, but when they come together, they make something whole because one half is missing what the other half provides and vice versa. So really, when it comes to marriage, when it comes to a husband and a wife who are so different than each other, the worst thing you could say is they're complete opposites. They're fire and ice, but for peace, they'll come together. But what's even better is that really they're not complete opposites. They're really two halves of the same whole. And then for sure, they should be able to come together in peace and harmony. Have a good Shabbos.
Thank you for joining Real Judaism, where we explore Torah's wisdom for real life. Created by J Foundations and produced by Eli Podcast Productions. Find more episodes at realjudaism.org and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts.